What do you think of when I say the word felon? This? Okay. Of the 2.3 million people who are incarcerated in the United States right now, how many are going to be eventually released? Guesses? 90%? Nope. 95? 95. Most people who are incarcerated for felonies are coming home to our communities. Eventually, but soon. Like him. We'll call him John. John's a 25-year-old high school dropout. He supports his drug-addicted mother with his street business selling narcotics. Actually, now he's in prison for having sold those narcotics. 25% of the prison population is very much like John. Lisa is also going to be a returning citizen. Lisa is a single mother with 2 children. She's got a bachelor's degree and a career as a bank teller. About 29% of the prison population is very much like her, incarcerated for property crimes, drunk driving offenses, white-collar crimes. They are very different, but they share a common future. They're coming home. They're coming home next year, and they have no idea how they're going to support themselves and their families because they can't go back to their old jobs. John wants to lead a straight life. Lisa, too, she wants her old job back, her old life back, but she can never work in a bank again with her criminal conviction. One of them is going to commit a crime and go back to prison. 4 out of 10 do. In fact, in some states, 68% go back. Why? Because their criminal history is a barrier to employment. Well, are you lining up to hire people with criminal histories? You are not. 93% of employers run a criminal background check. If you're a human resource manager, do you take a chance and hire John and Lisa? Most of you say no. But what does that mean for them? Well, people who can't find a job after they leave prison are 4 times more likely to commit a crime. So if we can't get folks working again, we can't stop that revolving door. But how do we do that if employers won't hire them? Well, who has a vested interest in hiring them? Who intimately understands that they are ready for a second chance at a straight life? They do. So maybe they can create their own jobs. Dave Dahl did. Dave was incarcerated for 13 years, and now he runs a bakery. 1/3 of Dave's employees were formerly incarcerated. He pays it forward by hiring them. And he's not the only one. I'm going to take a break and let you look at this. Franklin Deist runs a tax preparation service. He's also the mayor of Marshville, North Carolina. Vicki Stringer runs a $5 million publishing company. Randy Kurse is a motivational speaker. Actually, I've got a couple of motivational speakers here. These entrepreneurs are clearly exceptional, but do they have to be? Len Schlesinger runs the #1 entrepreneurship program in the country, and what he says is that entrepreneurs are made, not born. So we thought, let's make some. And who's we? A team of small business owners who go into prison and teach entrepreneurship to people who are just about to be released from prison. First time I went to prison, I was scared to death. And I thought, for sure, I was on a fool's errand. But it turned out that my students were incredibly determined and motivated. They know what awaits them when they're released. And the other thing I found out that was a surprise to me is many of them had already run small businesses, illegal small businesses. But they understood pricing, inventory management, marketing, succession planning. It's a piece of cake. So I realized what we really needed to do was help them repurpose their street skills so that when they came out, they can run legal small businesses. So, how do we do that? What's our secret sauce? We asked ourselves, what do they do at the top business schools? Luckily, I worked at Harvard Business School, so I knew the answer to that. Students at Harvard Business School and many of the top business schools learn by studying the successes and the failures of those they hope to one day call peers. So we thought, oh, if it's good enough for Harvard Business School, it's good enough for prison. So what did we do? We interviewed people who had launched successful businesses after they left prison. And we bring their stories, their advice, and their wisdom into our classrooms so that our students go to school on the ones who made it. So what do they learn? Well, this talk wouldn't be complete because I'm Harvard unless there's a framework, so here comes the framework. They learn the 4 C's to being successfully self-employed. But what they learn is that they don't need an MBA, and it's not about finding venture capital, and it isn't about catching a lucky break. All the men and women that we encountered that went from offender to entrepreneur mastered the 4 C's and creating income statements. Very important. Now, some of you are writing me off as a bleeding heart, and this piece is for you. Let's say, for example, you have $47,000 to invest. By coincidence, that's what it costs to incarcerate one person in the state of Massachusetts for 1 year. Would you prefer to invest in a year of incarceration, or for a fraction of that, would you prefer to invest in minting a brand new tax-paying entrepreneur? Whether we like it or not, 650,000 people are going to be released from prison next year. That's about the size of the population of Boston. If we keep doing what we're doing, 260,000 of them will go right back in, and that will cost you, the taxpayer, $12 billion, first year. So do we just wish them luck, hope for the best, and then reincarcerate them when they commit a crime because they can't find a job? Or could we possibly think about the wisdom of this old proverb? Thank you.